Meanwhile, waiting for the Israeli response right now and worries of what the Israelis are planning an attack, presumably in Lebanon, to respond to the weekend attack on largely kids, young people. More than a dozen of them were killed in a Hezbollah attack. We have Amir Avivi with us, the former IDF Brigadier General of Israel Defense and Security Forum. General, always good to have you, not under these circumstances, sir, but the worry about whether this war is widening, and I'm wondering if you agree with that. It is widening, and this act cemented that.
Well, definitely. I think that we have seen in the last 9 months a continuous exchange of fire between Hezbollah and the IDF. We reached a point where Israel needs to take a decision. We cannot continue in a reality where we have 80,000 people displaced, children brutally killed, no prospect of citizens coming back home. The Galil is looking devastating. Towns are wrecked. And we need to do something. And it seems like there is no diplomatic solution. And at the end of the day, Israel, I believe, will have to retaliate and attack and really change the reality in the north. We need that deep strategic change. And I think that whether it will be now, in a month or two, Israel will have no choice but going into a full-scale war against Hezbollah.
You know, I'm just wondering, General, you're quite prepared, and I guess Israelis just accept the bad PR they get whenever they respond to these gruesome attacks, that you can't win. Obviously, you carry on and do what you have to do, but many in the world interpret that as overdoing it, and the criticism you've gotten from this White House, you know, illustrates that. Are you worried? Do you have to factor, or do you factor any of that in to how you respond to these things?
Yeah, I think that we have to understand the basic facts that we're dealing with a global war. This is not just about Israel. This is all Iranian. We have a Russian, Chinese, Iranian front in the Middle East. Iran is terrorizing all the countries. It's weaponizing Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis in Yemen, Iraq, Syria. This is not just about Israel, and I think that it's time the administration stands strong with Israel and really does what's right to do. Understand who are the good guys, who are the bad guys, understand the fact that we need munitions, and support us in sustaining this long war, which is not about to end anytime soon. Anybody who talks about wrapping it up, you know, bringing an end, getting a ceasefire, is not understanding what extent of war Israel is facing. We are facing an existential multi-front war in the south, in the north, and in the east, and we need American leadership. We need the administration to stand strong with Israel, and we're not seeing that, and this is very bad for Israel.
Donald Trump has said, especially when Benjamin Netanyahu was here, General, that his election would be key to ending this quickly. He says it is very important to end it quickly. But even from your prime minister, he makes clear that this can't end quickly, that you can't just wrap it up and call it a day, that it could go on for years. I'm paraphrasing here, General, but do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with the Prime Minister. You know, I talked to some of the leaders in the Southern Command. They are talking about 2 years more at least in order to dismantle all the terror infrastructure in Gaza. When we look in the north, the war didn't even start yet. We're exchanging fire, and we'll have to go to war. We have to push Hezbollah out of South Lebanon. We'll have to hit Hezbollah really, really strong on all of its capabilities around Lebanon. And we have Iran. Iran is moving towards nuclear capabilities. If they reach a nuclear bomb, the whole globe will change. Everybody will be terrorized. Every single city in the US will be under danger of this crazy regime. So we need to understand, you cannot just wrap up a global regional war. It doesn't work like that. We have a lot of work ahead of us. But if we really stand together and fight, we can win decisively this war and change reality for the future. And if we don't do that, the world will go into a third world war. And we can see the first signs of this happening. And in this scenario, China will invade Taiwan. The Russians will continue the aggression. The Iranians will procure nuclear weapons and terrorize everybody. We cannot be in this scenario. We need to stabilize the globe.
General, thank you. very much. Godspeed on all of this craziness. It just doesn't seem to end. We'll keep an eye on that.